Hi guys, I'm Shannon. I am in my first year of Masters, so M1, woohoo! But that's also why I'm so tired. As the senior psychologists have noted, it is really, really, really exhausting. It's a lot more work. We all know it's a lot of work, but it's a lot. It's a lot of work. But I'm really grateful that I had the work experience, like Naledi said, the work experience, and especially at Genius. Definitely prepared me for the deadlines and the workload and the systems that you have to put in place to manage all these different hats that you have to wear. But yeah, I'll do kind of a similar thing. I also might get emotional, who knows? But my journey is very similar to my, can I say colleagues now? Where I studied English literature at UCT. I wanted to go into journalism or publishing, worked in a publishing company for 2 years, not really my scene. Then a lot of my family are in the education space. So I thought maybe I want to be a teacher, but I'd rather do it in a cool way. So I'm going to go teach English in Vietnam and travel the world. But unfortunately, I was involved in a very serious motorcycle accident when I was over there. And it resulted in me being in a coma for a couple of weeks, my parents having to come over. A friend of mine passed away in the accident. And once I woke up, it was a very long road of recovery because I had a traumatic brain injury. So I had lots of cognitive deficits, short-term memory loss, a lot of difficulties in understanding what people were trying to say to me. I couldn't read that well. A lot of things were triggering, PTSD, survivor's remorse, just so many challenges. But neuroplasticity is this amazing thing. And I was privileged enough to have this incredible psychological team behind me. So neuropsych, counseling psych, clinical psych, did some OT, started yoga, did a lot of meditation, hyperbaric treatment, art therapy, you name it. I was really, really lucky to have the support that I did. And to be able to recover the way I was able to recover, I suppose. And I feel like that recovery journey is ongoing, and Genius is actually part of it. So about 2.5 years, I had learned so much about psychology from my psychologist, psychoeducating me about my brain and how it works and how I can keep improving, that I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with everything about it, and I just wanted to be able to give what I had been given. So I applied to SACAP, and I didn't know if I could do it intellectually. I didn't know if I had the capacity. So I applied for the diploma. There's like diploma in counseling. And I was subsequently diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy, and it actually, like a lot of the symptoms, masks the ADHD. And then that's actually really helped me study. It was weird. I think, when you can harness the superpower abilities of it, it can really help you. And that's why I love working with ADHD kids, because you just got to get them to realize it. But anyway, so I just fell in love. It's all I did. But I was a mature student, so I needed to supplement some income. And my second year so I worked part-time, just doing odd jobs, au pairing in my first year. Second year was COVID. And then as the lockdowns were decreasing, I started a little mini preschool. I had like 10 kids in Waterfall Estate, and they between 3 and 5, so I had to like gauge the levels of difficulty for them. But it was actually amazing what the little kids could do, because they just were copying the older ones. So it's amazing. But I ran a little preschool, but then, lockdowns came to an end. So they went back to school, and there went my little job. So I was like, okay, let me just keep on with this education thing. Like, it's working for me. And Genius popped up, and I applied. Started off as a tutor. And what's amazing, what I loved about it was at a different office down the road here, and when I walked in to write my Genius test, classical music was playing. It was so divine. I was like, yes, this is where I got to be. And the amazing thing about Genius is they really pay attention to their staff. They really take interest, and they recognize abilities, and they notice little, things about you. And if you have what it takes to be a manager, they'll come in and tell you, like, hey, we see potential there. And that's exactly what Dean did. Called me into his office on a Sunday. I thought I was in trouble, but offered me the education manager position. At that time, it was called a manager. And I was very reticent, very scared, because I was full-time studying. And he said, we will support it. Let's see if it works. And so the next month, luckily I was on holiday, the next month was a whirlwind of learning, upskilling, excitement. The training was really, really helpful, because your leaders at Genius, like your higher management, just support you along the way. They really show you the ropes and are there to kind of upskill you as much as possible. But it was a lot. I'm not going to lie, but it was amazing at the same time. So I suddenly was kind of thrown into this world where I could start interviewing clients and creating academic reports and meeting with counseling psychologists and ed psychs and going to schools and doing public speaking events on academic coaching. And I just learned all these incredible skills, not only that I could give to my students, but that could help myself. So what Genius really helped me with, I'm not a very disciplined person. I'm not very organized, chaotic organization. That's and you can't do that in masters. You can't. So Genius gave me a lot of systems that I use to this day. Thank you, Dean. Just insight into Excel, how to do spreadsheets and stuff. I never thought I'd need it, but it's helpful. And then just general life admin, keeping yourself functional, at the highest level of functioning, basically. And one of the most amazing things that Genius gave me was the ability, well, I suppose I had it before, but it fostered this reflectiveness, right? a big thing at Genius is reflective listening and doing those exercises with your colleagues. And it was like one of the first things I did in person-centered therapy when I got into masters. And it has helped me so much this year because it's not a chore to be reflective. It's kind of come naturally because that's how I had to think of my kids that I was managing. I had to be thinking about it critically and about what school they're in and the area they live in and the family dynamic and what are they struggling with. It's not just the fact that they hate maths. They also are really struggling with their girlfriend that is doing X, Y, and Z. So it allowed me to start formulating, case conceptualizing, I suppose, but just putting all these different things that people present with and understanding the dynamics of it. And so I could engage with clients and practice the theory that I was learning. And that was really exciting for me because I think when you're in your undergrad and your honors, it's just so much theory, and you don't really see it in real life. But I could not obviously use therapeutic techniques, but I could understand how it was playing out while I was kind of formulating myself. It also really helped me in how to work with team members, not do everything by myself, how to delegate tasks, how to foster a sense of leadership. And the whole Genius is all about leadership. And that's why the managers became leaders, right? Because we want to lead our students. We don't want to manage them. And leadership is all about helping others grow. And that's what you're doing as a psychologist. You're not taking any of the recognition, and it's not for you. You're just facilitating this process. And Genius allowed me to start building myself up into that, right? And it taught me a lot about leadership, a lot about empathy, a lot about patience, negotiation, as well as fostering these networking relationships. So being able to initiate a relationship with another professional and have a professional meeting and maintain a professional relationship. And I think, yeah, the biggest thing that Genius gave me was just the validation that this is what I want to do, because the kids, they get ya, and that's why I can't leave. I can't leave. There's just one kid. I just can't leave him. But it's taught me a lot about kids with neurodiverse needs, cognitive challenges, ADHD, just you name it, because you're exposed to so many different types of families, so many different types of things that they need, whether they're transitioning to another country, whether they need homeschooling, and you're just constantly learning all the time, which is also what you do in masters. So when I was applying to get into masters, Genius was fully supportive of me and, cheering me on. In my first year, it was so brutal. And I've had a lot of therapy. You can imagine, I've been going for therapy. And they still hit me. My UJ counseling, I came out, I wouldn't let them see me cry, but I went to my car and I cried. It was brutal. Yeah, I was shortlisted, not worthy. Same with Wits. Same with UP first time around. And then the second year, the WITS, the MAC, I also made it, they don't do the rounds, hey, you do all of the things. Oh, the worst thing is the role plays. Oh, it's really, guys, it's really there's like a whole room of people just watching you, and then you sit down and then the person just starts talking about something. Yeah, no, it's really hard. And I did a few. I think it was UJ, WITS, UKZN, and one other. And by the time I got to the UP rounds, because they were the last ones, I had actually, it wasn't that I didn't care. Obviously I cared. But I had been preparing so hard for all of the master's selections that I was just exhausted. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna show them who I am and be me. And like, if they don't like it, then that's what it is. But I was strategic. I looked at the program organizers, like study affiliations for the concept paper, went towards that. Guys, know your theoretical orientations, know your ethics. Look at who the people are going to be that are like the heads of the division and what their research topics are. Always directed at that. Like, don't waste your time. Honestly. So I was strategic, but for the actual interviews and role plays and all that jazz, I think I realized that if I'm not worthy when I like put in so much effort, and I'm still not worthy if I'm just myself, then this year it's not for me, right? And I was standing in that, sitting in that office, and I think Ash heard a shriek, and I had to get her to double check it because I didn't think it was real. I was really, really, because I didn't think I got in. I didn't know. I don't know. She mentioned that she knew she got in. I didn't think I did. And I was with my colleagues at Genius celebrating it, and I couldn't have done it without the experience that I've had. And it's not because of Genius. It's because of the people that I've been with at Genius. Because we just constantly were pushing each other to be the best people we could be all the time, right? Even if it was hard to take at times. Genius is all about growth, and it will help you identify your blind spots, and it will help you develop a bit of a thick skin, and it will also help you to learn how to defend yourself in a respectful manner. But the core of Genius is the core of what I do in therapy. Just want to save some kids' lives, man. And yeah, I'm really, really grateful that you asked me to speak tonight. And for all of you guys, just keep trying. The thing is, ultimately, if you persevere, if you are 100% sure that this is what you want to do and it is made for you, then it will happen. But you have to keep trying. You can't be self-defeating. You have to keep trying. You have to believe in yourself. And you just got to push yourself each day. And the thing is, all of that trying will help you get through your first year of masters. Because first year of masters is much harder than the application process. So it's all there for a reason. It's all there for a purpose. And you'll get in when the time is right. So you can do it, guys. Thank you.